Red Dead Redemption 2 is a fascinating game with countless ways to relive the Wild West. It has an especially cool look into leatherworking. Just like in real life, by buying the right tools, you can unlock the ability to craft even more unique leather items. So let's check out the real-life version of the tools from Red Dead 2 and see exactly what they do. Getting the tools. You can get the tools by talking with Leopold Strauss and completing the Money Lending and Other Sins 1 mission. That will unlock the ability to purchase upgraded tools from the ledger in camp. Turn to the page and you'll see the leatherworking tools for $225. Whoa, those are expensive tools, even for today. Here is each tool that we see in the ledger. We have a stitching chisel, an awl, an edger, and a roller. This is a stitching chisel. It's mainly used to put holes into leather for stitching. It's laid down, usually on the edge of the leather to be sewn. We then take a maul or mallet to generate striking force and hit the chisel, putting tools into the leather where it will be sewn. This will make it easier to pass the needle through, especially if it is a thicker leather or if a thicker thread is being used. Next, we have an awl. An awl is a tool usually with a wooden handle and a long metal point with a rounded tip. It's often used for marking leather and putting small holes into it. For example, we could take this and use it as a scratch awl, where we can make marks across the surface, like that. Or we could even use it to mark where we want holes to go by putting small indentations into the surface like that. And in some cases, we can even use it to make holes if the leather is thin enough and we push it right through, just like there on the end. Those holes could be used for stitching, joining, lacing, or any number of purposes in leatherworking. Is the edger. If you're looking for things to come out just right, this tool is going to help a lot. Often in leathercraft, we're working with thicker materials that have exposed edges in the finished piece. And so we want to round this hard corner. That way it'll catch less on things during use and look a lot more aesthetically pleasing as well. So we'll take this piece here, and our edger tool on the end has a blade on it, sometimes square, sometimes rounded, and that is what will give us that nice smooth edge. So we'll just set it in. Press it through, and you can see we now have a rounded edge on that material. And up here, where we haven't done it yet, still that square. And then we have our steel roller. Rollers have this big steel piece on the end and are used mostly to flatten leather, often when it is glued. For example, if we glued these two pieces together, we could line them up, and then the roller would be used to secure those two sides together with the glue and push out any excess glue from the edges, helping to provide a really nice, tight bond. They can also be used with stitching. On a lot of leather goods, we have stitching that rests in on our edges, and so what we could do is use the roller to push down those stitches and make them more flat with the leather good. That way, when it's being used day to day, these stitches are going to be lower set and less likely to rub and abrade and wear off sooner than they otherwise would. As with most things, this game does an awesome job at capturing the details. These tools likely would have been available during the time period RDR2 is set in, and would make sense for a crafter to have to more efficiently make some great leather items for Arthur. Consider checking them out in real life if you want to craft some things for yourself. If you have any questions, let us know. If you have anything to share, definitely do. And there you have it. Until next time.